is my Colin Bridgerton. Guys,
You miss me, but you would never caught me, is that correct?
hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, which you probably are because I am a new channel. Hi, my name is Shayna and this channel is just dedicated to me talking about my writing journey because I am an aspiring writer, so you'll see a lot of writing videos and all that, but also I'm a big fangirl, so you'll see me gushing about all my pop culture interests. That includes TV series, movies, gaming, K-pop. You can see here in the posters that's everywhere in my room, very sensory overload. You can see from this video I will be gushing about my recent fixation, which is Bridgerton season 3, and especially my OTP Polin. Guys, I am not feeling normal about them, so this video is just going to be me spreading full on love about this whole season, about Colin and Penelope, and just oh my gosh, it is a feeling that I will not, cannot, do not want to give up. Oh, my sister is looking at my video, so I don't know why you approaching.
If it is a husband you seek, let me help you.
Good night, Mr. Bridgerton.
You said you would not court Penelope Featherington.
You miss me, but you would never caught me, is that correct? Pen, I heard you. Last season at my mama's ball.
Good night, Mr. Bridgerton.
That's what I just said, restarting the scene. Anyways, that was a bit of a tangent. Sorry about that, guys. So as you can tell, I am very, very obsessed with Bridgerton season 3. I'm obsessed with Bridgerton overall, but I especially loved Bridgerton season 3. And since it came out, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews. I've been exposed to a lot of the more negative critical reviews, which is, it is of course okay to criticize. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be any criticism, but I just feel like my timelines have just been filled with a lot of negativity about the show, about a lot of criticism. So I wanted to share what I personally really loved about this season and just focus on me gushing about it because there is a lot to love about this season. Okay, to prevent me from going on a big tangent and rambling, I have my little script here on my laptop, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, and I'm gonna try and divide the video into just me talking about plot and pacing, what I loved about it, as well as touching on the subplots. So disclaimer, this video will definitely have spoilers. I was gonna try and avoid it, but while I was doing my script I just can't. So if you don't want to see spoilers, then please do not watch. If you don't mind spoilers, then watch ahead. Anyways, let's dive into the video. Simply put, Bridgerton season 3 is a story about love. There's a lot of types of love that we delve into in this season. There's of course romantic love, then we've also got platonic love, familial love, and self-love. If I had to summarize everything that I loved about this season into just one sentence, then that would be it. It's that this season is just overflowing with love, and I really loved that. In part 1, I really love the dynamic between Colin and Penelope. I love the whole bit about Colin helping Penelope out with her love life, offering to find her a suitor, and even telling her to flirt with him. I thought that was really golden. The part where he told her, like, flirt with me as if I'm a suitor. That's like peak romantic comedy, guys, and I think that was just very friends to lovers coded. While I did wish I saw Colin begging for Penelope's forgiveness a bit more, I did have to remind myself that at the end of the day, they are both so full of love for each other and they have a lot of history behind them. So even though that hurdle was very hurtful for Penelope, you have to remember that this is also the boy that she's loved all her life, you know, romantically and also just as a friend. With Colin, he really does truly love and adore Penelope. So I'm really happy that they were able to get over that hurdle, but not without, of course, Colin begging for her forgiveness. But you have to remember that he is also the one that approached her. He's the one that said, I miss you, like, where are your letters to me? He's the one that was saying that he seeks her out, and I mean, he's the one that kept approaching her. Even though he made that stupid comment about how he will never, you know, court her, then his actions say otherwise. I think that's also why I ate up the drama, because it felt very high school. Now, a lot of people believe that Colin falling for Penelope was all of a sudden and it was like out of the blues, but I digress. I disagree with that. You have to remember that their relationship was built up since seasons 1, 2, and 3, and I mean, there's like a scene in season 2 where it like shows Colin's face as he looks at Penelope, and I mean, there's really no platonic reasoning for that. And remember, they have a lot of history and a strong feeling of care and platonicity already towards each other. So for Colin to have his mind shifted with just one kiss makes a lot of sense. As if you've seen other TV shows, I mean, it always is just one action, you know, one kiss, one night together. It's always something that will break the glass. And for Colin, it just makes so much sense that from the moment he first ever kissed Penelope, that's when he realized that he can love her as more than just a friend, and she is the one that will give him that closeness, that intimacy that he so craves. As you read in his diary, was love that it's just from that one kiss that makes him realize that he craves not just physical intimacy but that emotional closeness, you know. And at the end of the day, Colin was right. He didn't end up courting her because he decided straight away, as soon as they kissed and did their thing in the carriage, he realized that he just wants to marry her and only her. Like, there's no other woman for him. So I really loved that. I think that's also peak friends to lovers. Like, that's just peak romantic comedy, peaks friends to lovers. Sometimes you don't need that angst leading up to such a dramatic marriage confession or love confession. I appreciate that while they did have their angsty moments in the beginning of part 1, that it didn't drag on. Now onto part 2. I loved how Colin knew that what he felt for Penelope was so strong to be called love already. In the books, it took him a little bit longer to realize that what he felt for Penelope is love. In part 2, he just knew that, yep, what I'm feeling for Penelope is love, and he realizes that he's probably felt that for her for how many years that he's known her. He just didn't realize. And I really loved how they put the part where he was like, my love was not like a thunderbolt, because it's a book quote now.
This is just like a little tangent, but I really loved how many book quotes that they put into this series, into this season. So I'm like,
their first love scene together has got to be one of my favorite just romance scenes in all of Bridgerton. And as someone who is not like a big spicy lover or a big steamy lover, even I was surprised with how just emotionally drawn to that scene I was, because it was just so beautifully filmed and so beautifully written out. The rawness, the vulnerability in Penelope, and the backtrack of Ariana's POV playing in the background.
Oh my god, guys.
You just have to imagine it from Penelope's point of view. I mean, the fact that her mom just prior didn't believe that Colin loved her. I mean, all her life she has been hiding in the shadows. She has not been feeling seen by anyone, and the fact that in that moment Colin is seeing her through and through for everything that she is, and he's telling her that he loves her inside and out for her cleverness, for her wits, and also just for her physicality, and she just never thought that she could be loved in that way. That whole scene was just so utterly romantic, and just with Ariana's POV, and if you read the lyrics, it just fit them so well. Now onto their fight in part 2 and him finding out that she was whistled down. That whole scene, that hurt me so much, and I think it's testament to how strongly they truly have built them up on screen for us. Their fight is the first fight, like in all of Bridgerton, amongst all the fights and complications with the couples, that I felt in my core, and I really hated seeing them fight on screen. I loved how they showed Colin's struggle to merge Penelope and Whistledown together. Seeing them try to separate themselves from each other was so painful, because you can just see on screen how much they want to be together, how much they just want to hold hands, to touch, to hug, but they can't because they feel separated by this secret between them. As far as complications go, this one is probably my favorite ones. While I didn't really like it in the book, the way that it played out on screen just made me feel so much more emotional. Imagine your wife, your best friend that you have fallen in love with, that you've realized that you've probably loved all along, has been leading this double life and has written things about you, about your family, and has probably dug into your deepest insecurities. So I understand Colin on that end. And then also on Penelope's end, writing is her power. That's how she expresses herself. That's how she lets it out. The fact as well that Lady Whistledown, and a woman in her society, has this much power over a whole ton. She's girl bossing, you know. I understand both their sides, and I think why I love this so much is because I am equally on both sides for this one. Sometimes when couples fight, I'm like, this is so stupid, like you could solve this easily, you know. I feel like this is the first one where I felt equal on both sides, for me at least. Their wedding scene, oh my gosh guys, tears sprung to my eyes. Their wedding scene was so freaking beautiful. Like, I'm so happy that we got a wedding scene for Colin and Penelope. Even though it happened while they were in the middle of the fire, I'm so happy with how it turned out. Like, it was so beautiful, and even just thinking about it now is just, oh my god. You just know, you can just feel the true love radiating from them. But anyways, on to the ending. One thing I also loved was Penelope's journey of self-love. Like, I feel like Colin and Penelope's love story, yes, was the main focus, but also we can't negate the fact that this is also Penelope's self-journey and self-love for herself. And her growth in her self-confidence is probably my favorite love stories of this whole season and Bridgerton series as a whole, as cheesy as that is. Her journey of coming out of her shell, of owning her own talent, her power as Whistledown, and gaining that confidence after constantly hiding in the shadows meant so much to me. And it just made me so emotional. And her speech at the end, in front of the entire ton, that was so well done. And I'm so happy that it was her that did it on her own instead of Colin giving the speech, which was, I think that was how it was done in the book. book from what I remember. Loved how them making up was Colin realizing that Penelope and Whistledown are, you know, they are the same person. His little speech at the end where he was like, if his purpose is just to love like a woman like her and to bask in her in just a bit of her life. Oh my god, that had me on my knees sobbing, guys. And you know what, as a writer myself, you know why it hit me. Like, oh my gosh. And you can see why me and Penelope got like this in my head. Like, oh my gosh, like, where is my Colin Bridgerton? Guys, I want someone to write with. Anyways, that was my whole, I guess, gushing about like the plot, especially, well, mainly Colin and Penelope's plot in season 3, and as you can tell, I just love them so much. But anyways, let's touch briefly on the subplots, because of course I wasn't ignoring the subplots, and I really loved some of the subplots. Did not like the Mondrich's subplot. I don't know what that has to do with anything, so we're just gonna push that aside. But let's talk about Francesca's love story. Francesca's love story was so cute, and I loved how her one was very simple. Her and John, their love language of, you know, just spending quality time together, and what she said to Violet about how it doesn't have to be this big fiery thing full of butterflies. Like, not every love story has to be fireworks and grand gestures and, you know, this all-consuming love. It can just be quiet. It can be soft. It can be wholesome. It can just be wanting to be in each other's presence. And that is just as strong as, you know, like the big fiery love, the one, like the type that Kate and Anthony and all of the other Bridgertons have had. But, oh my gosh, introducing Michaela Sterling. So I'm very curious about how they're going to play it out. I really hope, though, that she doesn't emotionally cheat on John. That is the one thing that I really do not want to see. But her and John, that was so cute. I really love Francesca's personality. She's just so sweet, so soft, and yep, I think that was a really cute subplot to have. And I'm very excited for Francesca's adaptation, so I'm very excited for her season. And I really loved Violet's little subplot as well with her and Lady Danbury's brother. I forgot his name, I'm so sorry. But Danbury brother, and, you know, I feel like that came a full circle with her romancing Danbury's brother, with Danbury having, you know, romanced her dad. So that was like a weird full circle for them. But their friendship is just really cute, guys. I really loved their friendship. We also got the Kate and Anthony subplot. Now, I do wish that was a bit longer, especially the fact that they're having a baby. But, you know, for the limited screen time that they had on screen, I think it was very powerful. They are just so freaking cute, guys. They are so fluffy. I mean, fluffy this season. And it was just really nice to see them happy with each other after all the angst that they went through in season 2. Oh my god. But it's just so cute to see how Kate balances out Anthony's personality, and the fact that he's still like very overprotective, and the fact that Kate has to just just chill out, dude. Like Anthony Bridgerton is just so overdramatic. It's really funny, and I'm gonna miss him in the next seasons. I really hope that they still make some appearances, but I feel like they're gonna slowly like just phase them out, you know, to give light to the other Bridgertons. But I'm gonna miss Anthony and Kate a lot, especially Anthony. I mean, I feel like we've been with him since season 1, and we've really grown with him. So yeah, I'm gonna miss that. One of the greatest things I really love that they touched upon this in season 3 is the different types of love. So the love among the Bridgertons, they really touched upon the close-knit relationship that all the siblings and their mom have with each other. At the end of the day, what I loved about Bridgerton season 3 is that it's just full of love. And I do want to say something about Colin and Penelope. They are my favorite couple. I had this revelation that I think that Colin and Penelope was my favorite, and their friends to lovers dynamic was my favorite, is because it kind of reminded me of a K-drama. They had a lot of pure, just romantic moments. It was very cute. I really hope that this whole video was comprehensible. I think that I've said everything I need to say. All in all, I really loved this season, guys. And of course, it is not perfect. It didn't come without its faults. I still really loved it. I don't know what else to say, except Colin and Penelope, they are my parents, and I am a very happy child. So yeah, thank you if you have actually watched this far. If you want to see more videos like this, I promise you that there will be more of me gushing about my pop culture loves and interests, as well as if you are interested in my own writing journey. I am currently writing a rom-com, so I'm a big romance lover, as you can see. So I'm currently in the process of self-publishing my own rom-com, and you can see that whole journey play out on this channel if you are interested in following along. And do give me a like, subscribe if you feel so inclined to, and leave a comment. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.